Hello again guys, very quick video for you today. I wanted to do something since I purchased the iPhone 8 Plus that I've not seen anybody else do, and that is actually compare the video quality from the iPhone 8 Plus 4K 30 frames per second video against the iPhone SE. The iPhone SE came out a couple of years ago and it didn't get a whole lot of attention, but I've been using the iPhone SE daily ever since it came out, and I still absolutely love this phone. You can actually still pick one up for $150 or so over at Best Buy, and I'll put links down below. And it also does 4K 30 video. Now granted, if you go back over to the iPhone 8 Plus, it is capable of 4K 60, but not everybody's ready for that. Not everybody's even ready for 4K 30. So I just thought I would do a comparison between the two, just sort of seeing how the video quality looks and how everything sounds. I'm not gonna adjust anything. So apologies in advance. The iPhone SE audio is definitely quite a bit quieter, but I've got both the phones mounted beside each other with this handy little handheld thing. So I thought I would walk around. Maybe we do a little bit of running, indoor, outdoor, low light, not low light, and just see sort of how it compares. 4K 30 versus 4K 30. So let's get started. So just walking around the house, you're gonna see this room in here gets quite dim, but it's looking like, just looking at the screens from behind, the video on the iPhone 8 Plus is definitely a lot brighter. That's due to the fact that the iPhone 8 Plus has an f1.8 aperture. The iPhone SE has an f2.2 aperture. So low light, it's gonna win there just a little bit. Stepping outside though, those differences are going to sort of fall away. They both have 12 megapixel sensors. Obviously the one in the iPhone 8 is gonna be a lot newer. And I'm kind of curious to see how these are gonna handle wind and the noise from wind. So I'm gonna kind of put them both facing the wind, and we'll let you hear a little bit of these wind chimes, as it were. It definitely looks like the iPhone 8 is stabilizing a lot better because it has built-in optical stabilization, where the iPhone SE does not have any stabilization built into it. And now we're back to me outdoors. This is one of the more optimal lighting conditions. The clouds are actually kind of diffusing the light of the sun, so this is one of the best potential lighting scenarios for both of these phones, but I'm not satisfied with that. Let's go ahead and keep trying other things. Another thing I see an awful lot of with people that use these type of things for daily vlogs is going up and down stairs. They'll come out of their apartment first thing in the morning and then they're just running up the stairs, they're running down the stairs. So I thought very quickly I would go up and down the stairs. Obviously the 8 Plus is gonna have a little bit of a benefit there just because it does have that built-in stabilization where the SE does not have it, but I'm also just holding my arm out in front of me, so that adds a little bit of stability to it. But let's move on to something else. And I've got the phones mounted on the scooter, so I thought I would just very quickly kind of ride around a little bit, see some of the outdoor scenes, see how it works in terms of wind noise and whatnot. This mount is ridiculously shaky, by the way. Just a very quick look around, stop and sort of pan. So we do have a good solid surface here. But yeah, this mount is not doing terribly well on the scooter itself. But this should give you an idea of some of the colors of fall and whatnot. And here's a nice little waterfall scene, so you can see some motion in a bit of the shade. Not bad. And there's some bright orange fish and even some blue fish. I don't know what fish are called. Anyway, down there in the water, just kind of swimming around, give you some more colors, and there's a lot of background noise from the waterfall. And you come over here, you can see a little bit of running water, and again, some more colors. Just looking at the screen on the back, this picture looks very, very similar between the two. The colors, if I put my hand out here in front of it, the iPhone 8 Plus looks a little bit more red, but that could just be the screen and the True Tone screen and whatnot. And I think that's actually where I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. We tried indoor, we tried low light, we tried outdoor, motion, stabilization and whatnot. I will say, with heavy shaking, the stabilization on the 8 Plus is really not all it's cracked up to be, but I wouldn't expect it to be all that great with this mount. It just looked like a lot of jello, whereas the iPhone SE was just very shaky. So you kind of take your pick on what you prefer there. Basically, if you want it to be ultra stable, you're gonna have to put it on a gimbal. And I compared some of the video clips on my computer earlier. The iPhone SE was definitely a lot more grainy in the low light. It was a lot worse in low light, but the size of the video coming out of the iPhone 8 Plus was about half the size of the video files that I have on the iPhone SE. So that was really confusing and great. I think it has a lot to do with the newer formats that they allow on the newer iPhones. But either way, let me know what you think. $150 or so if you want to pick up an iPhone SE versus $800 for the iPhone 8 Plus. Is it worth that much extra to get optical stabilization as well as 4K 60 capabilities? You let me know. But thank you guys as always for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and I'll see you again in the next one.